Welcome to downtown Appleton. I thought I'd begin this tour by showing you a bike. It's a normal bike, but it's interesting because it's just leaning up against that tree with no lock. And this is in plain view on busy College Avenue. This bike, which I see here often, communicates as well as anything the basic security of Appleton. Periodically, along College Avenue, you come across public maps so that you can orient yourself. This is the same stretch of downtown that we will be examining on this tour. Only we are covering this ground looking for visual hints to explain the cultural landscape. At one end of downtown is the extensive campus of Lawrence University. From here, it morphs into a traditional main street with old brick buildings that house new businesses. There are also other buildings which are not quite traditional, but which were clearly built before businesses had started locating outside town. At the other end is the fairly recent Performing Arts Center, or the PAC as it gets referred to. The digital display informs us of the tempting acts on their way. The sign seems obviously geared toward drivers and not pedestrians. My first time visiting Appleton, I was driven at night down College Avenue, and I was surprised at all the open bars, one after the other, points of light, people spilling out into the cold night. Other places I have lived have had bars, but this was different. This was a bar culture. Now this tour of downtown happens to be on a Sunday afternoon, and so through the windows of a bar you could glimpse a Packers game. Number 4 Brett Favre was at it again. What goes on in all these bars? One bar helpfully posted pictures. Let's see. Well, there's a whole lot of girls to be found in a bar. It's a place to meet a date. It's a place for some male bonding with the guys. And there's more girls. Maybe a party going on. The Paper Valley Radisson is a landmark along the downtown stretch. I've been told that when NFL teams play Green Bay, they stay at this hotel, filing onto a bus on Sunday morning from here. I wanted to interview someone in the hotel management on camera, but no one would talk to me. Maybe they've all seen Borat and are scared. But anyways, this is how it looks inside. There goes Santa taking off with Rudolph in the lead. Now if you are staying here and want a fine meal, you don't have to go far. There's Vince Lombardi's Steakhouse. I guess it's a place for people who are as serious about their steaks as their football. 'Tis the season for window displays. Although the throngs of customers are strolling the Fox Valley Mall, still the store is here up for Christmas. I stopped at one elaborate display. It is a version of ourselves, the way we think we should be, the way we imagine we were. There's nothing unusual here in these images. But oh, how our present wars against this vision! Where are the bars in this idyll? Where are our roads beset with cars, our malls set on the outskirts of town? Why don't we show who we really are? And if we don't care for what we really are, why do we continue in this way? Just off College Avenue is another display of who we once were, this time in the form of a statue commemorating the men who fought in the Civil War. Changed the uniforms, and now that is us in Iraq, still sure of ourselves. One claim to fame for Appleton is that Houdini spent a few early years here. He gets a floor at the County Museum and a square named after him downtown. This sculpture should now make sense as a dedication to the man who could bust out of any confinement. We need a Houdini who can bust us out of those images we carry around of ourselves. One way to bust the straitjacket is to look at everything from the back, the parking lots instead of the colorful store windows. This is who we are: parking spaces and phone lines. Down the hill from that view is where the Fox River runs. This is an old industrial plant built along the river, but now transformed into apartment homes. A stairway has been set into the valley wall so that residents can get up to the downtown area. but it is odd how separate the downtown originally was from the industrial zone along the river. Now let me take a breath. Hold on. This is why sometimes in my office I am surprised to hear seagulls outside. This is the Fox River on its way to Green Bay. Perhaps there is something in these waters that could also help us with our straitjacket. A few days later, Emily and I made our way to a different vantage point overlooking the Fox River Valley. It is winter, and maybe it looked like this to a Native American all those centuries ago. But no, look down, and there is another spirit here now. This is the grave of Joseph McCarthy, U.S. Senator. One might be tempted to cry, but there is another response as well.
What emotions are stirred up, Em, as you stand here?
Contemplation. That's not really an emotion, I don't think, but I feel very contemplative standing here by Senator Joseph McCarthy's grave, as if there's much to be learned.